Skyrim has been out for almost 10 years now, and with that being said, it is still to this day one of the most played games ever. How is that possible, you ask? Well, the Skyrim community has kept this game alive by releasing thousands of mods each year for more and more people to play. We have seen smaller mods like graphic changes to full-on DLC size mods that are as large as Solstheim. They truly come in all shapes and sizes, and we are seeing some very big ones coming very soon. And what is up, guys? Andrew from the Denmen here, and today I thought we could take a little time talking about a few of the best upcoming mods that are on the way to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Each one on this list is unique in its own way, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. First one on our list takes us to a mysterious island on the coast of Skyrim. Olenveld by Forcefield is a massive DLC-sized creation, roughly the size of Solstheim. The island itself is actually one that comes straight from the Elder Scrolls lore. In the games Skyrim and Oblivion, there is a book known as the Exodus, which is all about Olenveld. Now, that doesn't mean we know a lot about the location itself, because other than knowing that Tiber Septim used it as a mass burial site during his liberation of Tamriel, there's not much else. But with a large number of fallen, this gives way to the fact that necromancers love to come here and practice the mystic art on the dead. Olenveld cannot be found on any map, so it gives the mod creator a lot of creative design to do whatever they want while sticking to Elder Scrolls canon. Even though the location is very similar to Skyrim, with snow blanketing the wild and frozen tundras, to keep diversity of the world, a heavy focus has been placed on the caves and underground areas. One of the biggest regions of the map will be a place called the Underworld, quite similar to Blackreach, but with its own little twist on it. As a community, we don't know much on the location just yet, and hopefully more will be released sometime soon. The mod creator was aiming for a 2021 date, but it looks like it might just get pushed back a little bit longer. Overall, Olenveld looks to be a fun DLC-sized mod, and once it releases, everyone should give it a try. Coming in at our number 4 spot is somewhat of a sequel with the Odyssey of the Dragonborn by Ice Cream Assassin. Like I said, this is the continuation of what is known as Legacy of the Dragonborn. The first one revolved around a new museum opening up in Solitude, where what once was a temple to Talos. In this new building, the player would be able to show off some unique weapons, armor, and items that they have found throughout their travels in Skyrim. That's not all it was though. Legacy of the Dragonborn took the player to various dungeons all across Tamriel, with an all-new storyline pertaining to an ancient prophecy brought the player to form a new guild, which through the museum helped create the unique attractions within. Odyssey of the Dragonborn looks to be even bigger than its former, and there is good reason for it. It will still have a lot to do with collecting items, but it will take it to a whole new level. In Odyssey of the Dragonborn, there will be a whole new storyline and brand new lands to explore. The main location for the mod will take place on the Isle of Balfiera, a destination which fans of the Elder Scrolls games will know well. The island is home to the Adamantine Tower, which is the oldest structure in Tamriel history. This will certainly be a main point in the story for its significant prominence in an already existing Elder Scrolls lore. The Haven is looking to be all but complete from a development standpoint, and is looking to be a little bit smaller than the island of Solstheim. There will also be more than just the Isle of Balfiera, like dungeons all across the whole of Tamriel. We can also expect to see more powerful weapons and armors added to the game, with a great deal of the mod having to do with collecting these items. They are also planning on adding a new wing to the museum in Solitude, where you will be able to place these artifacts from Odyssey. There is a lot coming in the mod itself, and it will be quite expansive when it releases sometime soon. We're not sure of the release date just yet, but the mod is moving on quite well, all things considered, so it is possible that we see it late 2021 or more likely 2022. At our number 3 spot, we have a DLC-sized mod that will take us west of Skyrim to the Druidic Valley. Lordbound by the Lordbound team will be fully immersive and take you into orc territory. The region itself will be a little bit larger than that of Solstheim, so as you can see, it will be quite an expansive zone. We will be able to find 3 main factions to drive the story for Lordbound. We have the Imperial Legion who want to reclaim their trade route to Johanna, the native orcs who wish to defend their home from any outside force, and a Breton lord looking to uncover the secrets of his family. With 60 plus hours of playtime, 40 new quests, and 50 new dungeons to explore, you can start to see that this mod will be a whole new game in its own right. Replayability is something that the developers really want to hammer home, with multiple factions to join for each playthrough. Every time you do play it over, any new decision you make will change the world in sometimes subtle, but other times have big consequences. Any choice the player does make could change the fate for the Druidak Valley heavily, and you will want to experience the difference that each faction will take you. This mod has been in development for some time now and still has a little ways to go. Currently, the dev team is working on redesigning the cities that you will travel to. They have most of the base done with the geography and all the territories having their set zones. Now they are working on the livelihood of the mod itself, with plenty of random encounters, making sure NPC spawns work and how the world will look in detail. There is no set release date just yet, so we'll just have to wait and see for any future details. Our next spot is actually a combination of 2 different mods, Skyblivion and Skywind by the TES Renewal team, sets to remake both the games of Oblivion and Morrowind in Skyrim's engine. This is a huge feat for the modding community, and there has been a lot of news on the creation we will be seeing. Now, the mods themselves won't be a carbon copy of what we got in the previous Elder Scrolls games. They have to rebuild it from the ground up by recreating models, creatures, and items. This is a big undertaking, and in Skywind's case could prove to be quite difficult. Fans of Morrowind will remember that some of the NPCs in-game didn't have voice dialogue. Well, the mod creators are really going above and beyond by having their own speech lines. It has even drawn attention from some very prominent Elder Scrolls characters, with the voice actor of Azura in Skyrim reprising her role in Skywind. This is huge for a project like this, and I can't wait till we get Morrowind in the better performance of the Elder Scrolls V's engine. Skyblivion is also making good progress with the restoration of the province of Cyrodiil. They have started to release some small parts of the mod, starting with Oblivion's steel armor. They will likely have more items to show off in-game before its actual day to come out, but this is a start to something that could eventually become much larger. Skyblivion will take it even further by recreating the DLCs from the game as well. That means Knights of the Nine, Shivering Isles, and yes, even horse armor will be included. They are really making every last bit of Oblivion in the Elder Scrolls V, and it will be something that everyone will want to experience. Either way, each project is looking really good with the scale that they are taking on, and I can't wait to see what they will be when they release. Our final one of the day is one that is quite massive, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Beyond Skyrim by the Beyond Skyrim team has a vision to bring the world of the Elder Scrolls to life. That means most locations that you can think of, they are probably making it in the Elder Scrolls V. What they are doing is something quite tremendous, and it is crazy to think that someone other than Bethesda will be the ones to accomplish this. We will be able to see most of the provinces of Tamriel and then add a little bit more. It will take place in the same time period of Skyrim. Even though we return to regions like Cyrodiil and Morrowind, they will be set after the Oblivion Crisis and eruption of Red Mountain, so we will be able to see them in an entirely new light. To put it in perspective, we will be seeing plenty of new additions to these provinces that we have never seen before, but also be able to recognize some of the older places from those respective games. Beyond Skyrim is attempting to make most of Tamriel with 7 different mod teams, each for their own regions. The locations that we will be seeing from the mod team are as follows: Morrowind, Cyrodiil, Elsewhere, the Black Marsh, Rosgria, Atmora, Hammerfell, and High Rock, with the final 2 being comprised into one mod called the Iliac Bay, but we will get back to that in just a second. All of the locations will feel like their own game with their own storylines, quests, soundtracks, voice characters, items, and basically anything that you could think of. As you can see from now, these are not just mods. These are basically their own DLC, just like Dragonborn or Dawnguard. Each of the teams work independent to their own project, but will occasionally share assets between them to keep the high quality that they want to maintain. It is for this reason that they will have their own distinctive features to them and will be extremely detailed. From the time that this video was made, none of the projects have come out for the public to play, but to pass the time until they do, they have pre-releases that can be experienced, critiqued, and for any bugs to be patched. These so-called pre-releases are little areas of the larger map that can be played before the real ones make its debut. As many of you know, the Cyrodiil team released one of these a little while back with Beyond Skyrim Bruma, and it became an instant hit for the community. The area of Bruma could be considered a DLC by itself, but then you add the rest of Cyrodiil and you can see why people are extremely hyped for this mod. Right now they are planning to have 2 more pre-releases with the New North from the Morrowind team and the 3 Kingdoms from the Iliac Bay team. Each of them will bring in a distinct environment that we have not seen before in Skyrim. We will be taken to the cities of Faerun and Johanna while also traveling to the Abyssian Isles and the 3 Kingdoms. While in the New North, we will be seeing the islands of both Bleakrock and Sheergorad. In scale, they will be about the same size as Bruma was, and will also have their own quests, items, and a brand new soundtrack for each. We have no release date for either of the pre-releases or any of the provinces themselves. All of the regions are in their own stage of development, so don't expect them to all come out at the same time. As we know of right now, Rostria is pretty far in its development process, and something like Elsewhere is still pretty early. It is even possible that they will drop some of the project next year, and more will follow after that. Mods in the Elder Scrolls V are a big part of the reason that this is still so big to this day. We have seen plenty of fun and interesting ones come into the game, and we will definitely see much more. The ones highlighted today will be a big part of the future, and it gets me very excited for when they release. Most of these mods could really be considered their own game, and each one will fill the void that the Elder Scrolls VI has left. Either way, I hope that this video shed some light on a couple of mods that some people might not have heard of and got you all excited for what is to come. But that is all for me now though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment any videos you want to see in the future, and I'll see you all next time.